Hello, my name is Amanda Krause, and today I'm going to be talking about The Omen from 1976, directed by Richard Donner. I'd seen this movie before. I've not seen any of the sequels, prequels. I know a prequel, I think it is, just came out this year within the last few months. I've been meaning to see that, but I've not seen it yet. I've not seen any of the sequels. I have, though, seen the first movie before, and I really, really loved it the first time I watched it, so I was excited to revisit it. And I think the first thing that I noticed when I did revisit it was how much of a product of its time I feel like it is, because it's from 1976. The Exorcist was 1973, I believe, and both movies I feel like touch on the themes of children, specifically children as antagonists. I know that Regan in The Exorcist isn't really an antagonist in herself because she's possessed, so she seems like a very sweet little girl for the first like half hour that we know her as she is without a ghost possessing her, but still she serves as the, bodily vehicle for the antagonist in the movie. And Damien in The Omen is also the antagonist. He's just straight up the antagonist because he's the son of the Antichrist. But I feel like both movies kind of are very standout installments in what would become kind of a general theme in horror of evil children that I feel like persisted for a long time. It seems like it may have slowed down a bit in recent years. Like there are fewer movies with evil children, but I think some of the first ones that we saw in the horror genre were The Exorcist and The Omen, and I think The Omen does it really well because it portrays a child as just, again, the straight up antagonist. He's not possessed, he's just the son of the Antichrist. I think it also kind of reflects some of the anxieties around parenting. What is the right way to raise a child? What do you do if your child ends up maybe not killing people like Damien is, but being in a way that really concerns you? And I feel like Gregory Peck, as this respected American diplomat, very skillfully embodies this character who is in this venerated, prestigious job and is kind of juggling the career and family demands that he has on his plate. And similarly, in terms of acting, I think the child who played Damien was very, very talented. Obviously, Damien doesn't have a lot of lines, he doesn't have a long monologue or anything, and he kind of has a very similar expression on throughout the entire movie, but I think that that's very hard to do, especially for a child. I mean, I just have a lot of admiration for the fact that he was able to do that as young as he was. I think the character in the movie Damien is supposed to be around 5 or 6. I'm not sure exactly how young the actor was, but either way, it was very impressive. I think he definitely had that glare down pat, was able to very convincingly play an evil little kid. I think aside from the acting and the storyline, the locations played a large role just in how beautiful visually the movie is. I really think it is a beautiful movie. There are so many grand sets and locations throughout the entire film because you do have your characters traveling to various locations. Specifically, Gregory Peck he's trying to figure out what's going on with his son, and he's visiting with various specialists and priests. So as a result of that, you have places like these grand cathedrals, such as the one that Damien freaked out about entering in one part, obviously because he's related to the devil, so he's probably not going to be too keen on entering a Catholic church. You do have a lot of Catholic imagery. Even the hospital in which Damien was born was a Catholic hospital, and you have the final scene occurring in a Catholic church or cathedral. You have Gregory Peck going to Israel, which I know is I know it's like a religious site for many religions, but that includes Christianity, and so I think definitely Christian imagery fits very well in the movie considering the plot, and is executed very well in that a lot of the main scenes that progress the plot line occur in or have to do with religion. Aside from that, one of my favorite scenes I mean, it's not my favorite scene because it is gruesome, but one of the scenes that really piqued my interest, I remember particularly the first time that I was watching the movie, was during the outside party that the family is having, during which the nanny for Damien hangs herself from the eaves of the family mansion. That really shocked me the first time that I watched the movie, and it still shocked me this time when I watched it. I think it definitely sets the tone for the film, and you realize how gruesome it really is going to be. It's not a super gory movie, but I think just the conceit of it, this family horror movie, it is a very suspenseful and kind of tragic thing to consider, especially the ending, because in the end, Gregory Peck's character has to, I mean, he doesn't end up doing it, but he's going to try and kill his son because he's the son of the devil, and so it's a very emotionally difficult thing to navigate. So I think that that kind of serves as an apt replacement for whatever gore and blood might have made this movie more of a stereotypical horror genre installment. But either way, I really loved what they did with the horror elements in this. I think that they didn't need to show a lot of graphic stuff in order to instill that sense of genuine fear, not only for Gregory Peck's character, but also a little bit for Damien, because you don't like him because he's evil, but he's also a little kid and he's cute, so you feel kind of like so conflicted, and I think that's the way that I like horror movies to be. So overall, I really loved this movie. I'm interested in investigating some of the sequels, and yeah, I'm a fan of The Omen.